The Huntsman, Winter's War 2026. In the frosted shadows of the Northern Kingdom, where snow-covered peaks pierce the sky and winter's chill bit through even the sturdiest of cloaks, a new danger was brewing. Years had passed since the evil Ice Queen Freya had fallen, and her once frozen empire began to thaw, allowing the land to recover from her reign of terror. Yet peace, as the world had learned time and time again, was never destined to last. Part 1. The Frost Returns. It began subtly. Strange storms rolled over the mountains, carrying snow out of season and leaving villages encased in ice. Crops failed, rivers froze, and whispers of a mysterious new power spread through the land. By the time King Eric, the former huntsman, received word from his scouts, entire towns had been abandoned, their inhabitants frozen statues lost to the cruel winds. Eric, now a reluctant ruler of the unified northern and southern kingdoms, had grown weary of court life. His love, Sara, the warrior who had fought beside him against Freya and Ravenna, stood steadfast at his side, helping him navigate politics. But the return of unnatural winter was a call to action neither could ignore. Their advisors urged caution, suggesting diplomatic missions to neighboring kingdoms. Yet Eric knew that diplomacy would not stop the encroaching frost. Something, or someone, was amassing power, and only a direct approach could uncover the truth. Together with Sara, he prepared a small band of warriors to investigate the northernmost reaches of the kingdom, where the storms originated. Part 2. The Ice Wraith. As the party ventured into the icy wilderness, they discovered signs of a sinister force. Strange runes carved into frozen trees pulsed with an eerie blue light. Footprints larger than any beast they knew led toward the desolate cliffs of the Frost Spire, a mountain said to be cursed long before Freya's reign. In the dead of night, the huntsman's party was ambushed by shadowy figures cloaked in frost. They fought fiercely, but their attackers moved with unnatural speed and strength, disappearing into the snow as quickly as they appeared. One captive revealed their identity: servants of a being called the Ice Wraith, a creature of ancient magic believed to be the source of Freya's powers. Freed from its slumber by her death, the Wraith sought to reclaim the lands once ruled by winter. Part 3. The Queen's Legacy. To defeat the Ice Wraith, Eric and Sara knew they needed more than swords. Freya's enchanted mirror, shattered and hidden after her defeat, was said to still hold remnants of her magic. Retrieving the shards from their hidden locations meant confronting memories and enemies they had hoped to leave behind. Their journey led them back to the heart of Freya's palace, now buried under ice. With every shard they retrieved, the mirror revealed pieces of Freya's history, including the Wraith's true identity, a forgotten elder sister, Neritha, who had been banished by their father. Fueled by vengeance and hatred, Neritha's power threatened to consume the world in eternal winter. Part 4. Winter's War. The final battle took place atop the Frost Spire. With the mirror reforged and its magic harnessed, Eric and Sara confronted Neritha in a deadly duel. The Ice Wraith wielded her magic with ferocity, summoning blizzards and ice constructs that tested the huntsman and his allies to their limits. In the end, it was not raw power but cunning that led to Neritha's downfall. Sara used the mirror's magic to reflect the Wraith's own power back at her, shattering her icy form into 1,000 frozen fragments. As Neritha fell, the storms subsided, and the warmth of spring began to creep back into the kingdom. Epilogue. A fragile peace. With the Ice Wraith defeated, the Northern Kingdom could finally heal, but Eric and Sara knew that magic, like winter, would always return in cycles. They vowed to stand as its guardians, ready for whatever challenge might come next. As they looked out over the thawing landscape, hand in hand, they whispered a promise: no matter the darkness ahead, they would face it together. Shadows beneath the ice. Despite Neritha's defeat, peace proved fleeting. As spring arrived, a new anomaly emerged. Ancient glaciers across the kingdom began to crack and shift, revealing structures and artifacts from an era long forgotten. One such glacier uncovered a massive, spiral-shaped temple buried deep beneath the Frost Spire. The villagers who first ventured there never returned, their final cries lost to the wind. Eric and Sara, wary but bound by duty, led an expedition to investigate. The temple walls were adorned with runes older than Freya's reign, pulsating with faint blue light. At its heart, they discovered an icy throne embedded with glowing crystals and an inscription: "Here lies the heart of winter's eternal keeper." The Ice Wraith was but a vessel. As they read the words aloud, the temperature plummeted, and the walls groaned with a deep, resonating hum. Before their eyes, the crystals on the throne began to glow brighter, emitting a cold so intense it seared. Something ancient stirred beneath the ice. Part 6. The Eternal Keeper. The being that emerged was not Neritha but something far older. It called itself Eltherion, the keeper of winter, a primordial force tied to the very cycle of seasons. Eltherion explained that it had once been the balance that ensured harmony between winter and the other seasons. However, centuries of tampering with magic, first by Freya, then Neritha, had corrupted the cycle, awakening its fury. It demanded restitution. Either the kingdom relinquish control of its lands to the frozen expanse, or Eltherion would unleash a never-ending winter to cleanse the world. Eric and Sara knew there was no negotiating with the force of nature itself. Their only hope was to find a way to sever the Keeper's connection to the mortal world. Part 7. The Circle of Seasons. Seeking answers, the Huntsmen's party sought the wisdom of the Druids of the Southern Grove, an ancient sect that guarded the balance of nature. The Druids revealed the existence of the Circle of Seasons, a ritual involving 4 powerful artifacts, each tied to one season. Together, the artifacts could restore balance to the cycle and banish Eltherion from the mortal realm. The artifacts, however, were scattered across the kingdom, each guarded by trials designed to test the resolve and unity of those who sought them. Eric and Sara split their forces, each taking a team to retrieve the relics of spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Part 8. The Trials of the Seasons. Spring's bloom. Hidden within the lush forests of the Southern Grove, the artifact was protected by an enchanted labyrinth that shifted with the changing winds. Eric faced illusions of his darkest memories, forcing him to confront the guilt he carried from past battles. Only by accepting his failures could he claim the bloom. Summer's flame. Deep in the desert canyons of the Southern Kingdom, Sara led her team through searing heat and hostile terrain to find the artifact. At the final trial, she had to prove her loyalty to her comrades by choosing between her own life and theirs. Her selflessness earned her the flame. Autumn's harvest. In the golden fields of the western plains, the artifact was hidden within a crumbling temple. The trials tested Eric's leadership and ability to inspire hope in his allies despite overwhelming odds. His determination secured the harvest. Winter's heart. The final artifact lay within Freya's ruined palace, surrounded by the remnants of her icy magic. Sara braved the shadows of the past, facing off against echoes of Freya herself. By acknowledging the complexity of Freya's love and pain, Sara claimed the heart. The final ritual. Reuniting with the 4 artifacts, Eric, Sara, and their allies returned to the Frost Spire. The Circle of Seasons was performed at the heart of Eltherion's temple, but the ritual required a sacrifice to succeed. Eltherion, sensing their plan, attacked with the fury of 1,000 winters, summoning ice beasts and blizzards. The battle was fierce, and their forces dwindled as the Huntsman and his allies fought to buy time. In a moment of clarity, Sara realized the truth. The balance required more than a magical sacrifice. It demanded a guardian, offering herself as the vessel for the Circle of Seasons. Sara bound her soul to the artifacts, becoming the keeper of balance. The ritual completed, Eltherion was banished, and the icy storms ceased. Part 10. A New Era. The kingdom mourned Sara's transformation, but Eric, though heartbroken, vowed to honor her sacrifice. As the new keeper, Sara's presence was felt in every season, her voice a gentle whisper on the breeze, her warmth in the sun, and her strength in the winter storms. Eric returned to his people, not as a broken man but as a leader who had seen the price of harmony. Together, the Huntsman and the Keeper forged a fragile peace, knowing that balance would always demand vigilance, and sometimes, sacrifice. The Keeper's voice. Months passed since Sara's transformation into the Keeper of Balance. The kingdom slowly returned to normal, the seasons flowing naturally once more, crops flourished, rivers thawed, and the people rebuilt their lives. Yet for Eric, the loss was profound. He often found himself wandering the edges of the Frost Spire, hoping to hear Sara's voice among the winds. One day, as the first snow of winter began to fall, Eric stood atop the cliffs overlooking the frozen expanse. The wind carried a faint melody, a tune he recognized as Sara's favorite song. Eric, her voice whispered through the cold air. He turned, and though he saw no one, her presence was unmistakable. "I'm here," she said. "I can't return, but I will always be with you. The seasons are my gift to our world, and to you." Her words gave Eric hope, but they also carried a warning. The balance is fragile. A new force stirs, one I cannot hold back alone. You must prepare the kingdom. Part 12. The Gathering Storm. Eric rallied the kingdoms once more, calling upon old allies and forging new alliances. The message was clear. Though the immediate threat of Eltherion was vanquished, The forces of nature and magic would never rest. The scars left by Freya, Neritha, and the Ice Wraith had awakened long-dormant powers across the realm. At the heart of these growing disturbances was a sinister cult known as the Ebb and Frost. Once a splinter group of Freya's most loyal followers, the cult sought to exploit the weakened magical boundaries for their own gain. They believed that by harnessing the remnants of Eltharian's power, they could become gods themselves. Part 13. The Frozen Rebellion. The Ebb and Frost launched their first attack during the spring thaw, targeting the druids of the Southern Grove. The assault was brutal, and many sacred sites were desecrated. Eric led his forces south to counter the threat, but the cult's magic proved more dangerous than expected. They wielded frost fire, a volatile fusion of ice and flame that burned through steel and stone alike. In the chaos, Eric uncovered a startling truth. The cult had stolen fragments of the Circle of Seasons artifacts during the final battle with Eltharian. With these shards, they sought to recreate their own version of the ritual to wrest control of the seasons from Sara. Part 14. The Hunt for the Shards. Realizing the stakes, Eric divided his forces into 3 groups. 1. The Vanguard, led by Eric himself. This group pursued the cultists who carried the Shard of Winter's Heart to the icy cliffs of the northern wastes. 2. The Seekers, tasked with recovering the Shard of Summer's Flame. This team traveled to the burning deserts, where the cultists used the artifact to create deadly sandstorms. 3. The Guardians, defending the Southern Grove. They worked to secure the remaining sacred sites and prevent further desecration. Each group faced grueling trials. The Vanguard battled through enchanted snowfields where time itself seemed frozen. The Seekers contended with mirages and blistering heat, while the Guardians uncovered hidden traps designed to sever their connection to the land's magic. Part 15. The Return of the Keeper. As the shards were reclaimed, the cult's power began to wane. However, they managed to complete part of their ritual, creating a rift in the fabric of the seasons. The balance was breaking once more, and Eric knew they needed Sara's intervention. Standing before the frost spire, Eric called out to the Keeper, begging for her aid. The winds howled, and a figure formed from snow and light descended before him. It was Sara, her form translucent but radiant. "I cannot intervene directly," she explained, "but I can guide you. To restore the balance, the circle must be reforged, and its power entrusted to the people, not just one guardian." Sara's guidance led Eric and his allies to unite the shards in a grand ceremony at the heart of the Frost Spire. Together with the druids, warriors, and mages from across the kingdoms, they channeled the energy of the artifacts to seal the rift and destroy the cult's hold on the realm. Part 16. A Kingdom Reborn. With the Circle of Seasons restored, balance returned not just to nature but to the hearts of the people. The ceremony marked the beginning of a new era, one where the power of the seasons was safeguarded by a council of protectors from every kingdom, ensuring no single person could ever exploit it again. As Eric looked toward the future, he felt a deep sense of peace. Though he had lost Sara as a companion, her spirit lived on in every breeze, every sunbeam, and every snowfall. She was the heart of the seasons, and he was her huntsman, forever bound to protect the balance they had fought so hard to achieve. Echoes of the Eternal Keeper. As balance returned to the kingdom, whispers of Sara's sacrifice and transformation into the Keeper of Balance spread far and wide. She was revered not just as a protector but as a legend, her presence felt in the changing winds and the blossoming of life. However, not all were content with the peace she brought. From the depths of the Frost Spire's forgotten caverns, remnants of the Ebb and Frost cult regrouped, guided by a cryptic prophecy found within the ancient ruins of the Eltharian's temple. The prophecy spoke of a way to summon the Eternal Keeper, not as a force of balance, but as a weapon of destruction. They sought to exploit Sara's connection to the seasons and twist her into a harbinger of chaos. Part 18. The Keeper's Shadow. Eric began to experience strange dreams. In them, he saw Sara trapped in a realm of endless snow, her form fractured and fading. The dreams grew more vivid, and soon he could hear her voice calling out, warning him of a growing darkness. Though her words were faint, one phrase was clear: "The frost stirs once more." Eric, it is coming. Determined to uncover the truth, Eric assembled a trusted group of warriors and scholars to investigate the Frost Spire's depths. Among them were familiar allies: Lyanna, a skilled mage with a deep understanding of ancient magic, and Gale, a steadfast warrior who had fought by Eric's side since Freya's fall. Their journey into the spire revealed new horrors. The cult had discovered an artifact called the Shard of Infinite Frost, a piece of Ilthyrian's essence that could corrupt even the Keeper. This shard was not only the key to their plans but also the source of Eric's haunting visions. Part 19. The Frostbound Realm. To stop the cult, Eric and his allies sought the help of the Southern Grove Druids once again. They learned of a ritual that could sever the shard's connection to the mortal world but required them to enter the Frostbound Realm, a dimension of endless winter where the Keeper's power resided. Crossing into the Frostbound Realm was perilous. The air was thick with cold magic, and time seemed to warp, creating illusions of the past. Eric confronted visions of Freya, Neritha, and even Sara, each one testing his resolve. The group pressed forward, battling frost wraiths and surviving deadly blizzards conjured by the shard's corrupting influence. At the heart of the Frostbound Realm, they found Sara, her form tethered to a massive icy monolith pulsating with dark energy. She was weak but aware, fighting against the shard's influence. "Eric," she whispered, her voice trembling, "you must destroy it. Even if it means losing me." Part 20. The Final Battle. The cult, sensing their presence, unleashed their full forces. A climactic battle erupted in the Frostbound Realm, where magic and steel clashed in a dazzling display of power. Lyanna used her magic to shield the group while Kael led the charge against the cultists. Eric reached the monolith, battling the shard's energy that lashed out in the form of spectral frost beasts. With Sara's guidance, he struck the monolith with his enchanted axe, breaking its hold on her and the realm. However, the shard's destruction unleashed a massive surge of power, threatening to collapse the Frostbound Realm entirely. In a desperate act, Sara used the last of her strength to stabilize the realm, ensuring her connection to the seasons remained unbroken. "Go," she urged Eric, "you've saved me once again. Now save our world." Eric and his allies barely escaped as the Frostbound Realm dissolved into light. When they emerged, the frost spire began to thaw, its icy walls melting for the first time in centuries. Part 21. A New Beginning. With the shard destroyed, the cult was defeated, and the frost spire became a symbol of hope and resilience. Sara's voice no longer echoed in the winds, but Eric felt her presence in every sunrise, every snowflake, and every gentle breeze. He vowed to ensure her sacrifice would never be in vain, creating a council of protectors to watch over the seasons and the magic that bound their world. As the kingdoms united in harmony, the Huntsman's legacy became one of courage, love, and unyielding determination to protect the balance. And though the frost had finally subsided, Eric knew that as long as the seasons turned, the Keeper's spirit would endure, guarding the world she loved.